Ever noticed how a woman can meet one man and sleep with him the same night, but make another wait for months? It's not luck. It's not love. It's instinct. The truth is, she already knows who you are to her before you even say hello. Within seconds, she's decided if you're the man she'll chase, the one she'll control, or the one she'll never touch. And once you fall into the wrong box, there's almost no way out. But what if you could flip that instinct? Turn her reaction from polite to primal? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why some men trigger instant desire while others trigger nothing at all. Every man remembers the first time he saw her, the spark, the look, the moment he thought, maybe this is something real. What he didn't realize was that before he even opened his mouth, she had already decided what role he would play in her story. Not consciously, not cruelly, instinctively. That's how women operate. When a woman meets you, her brain runs a silent scan in seconds. The way you walk toward her, how your eyes hold or avoid hers, the rhythm of your voice, the stillness in your posture. These things speak louder than anything you'll say all night. While you're deciding whether to flirt or play it cool, she's already categorizing you. Not by your job, your money, or your looks, but by the energy you bring into the room. Psychologists call it thin slicing, the human ability to make complex judgments within 3 to 7 seconds. Women, by nature, have refined this instinct far beyond men. It's not manipulation. It's survival. For centuries, women needed to know quickly who was dangerous, who was strong, and who was worth their trust. That instinct never disappeared. It simply evolved. So, in those brief seconds, she places you in one of 3 emotional boxes. The first is the man she respects. Your presence carries weight. She feels safe around you, but also aware of your authority. Her body relaxes, yet her mind stays alert. She knows she's in the company of a man who leads himself. The second is the man she pities. You try too hard, laugh too loud, talk too fast. She senses the need for validation before you say a word. She may smile politely, but you've already been dismissed. You're no longer a potential lover. You're a social placeholder. And the last box, the rarest one, is the man she desires. With him, her pulse changes, her breathing shifts, her logic fades, and biology takes the wheel. It's not love, not even choice. It's chemistry so strong it overrides reason. That instant reaction, that invisible judgment, is what defines everything that follows. You can text, impress, buy dinners, wait for weeks. But the truth is, her decision was made long before your first message. This is why 2 men can meet the same woman on the same night, and one ends up in her bed while the other ends up as her good friend. The difference isn't timing or technique, it's perception. One triggered her instinct to submit, the other triggered her instinct to protect. Most men never realize how little control they have in that first moment. They think attraction grows with time, but for women, it happens in a blink. Once she's labeled you, it takes extraordinary tension or distance to rewrite that label. The uncomfortable truth is this. By the time you say your second sentence, she already knows if she'd ever sleep with you or never let you touch her. And if that feels unfair, it's only because no one ever taught you the real rules of attraction. Now the question becomes, what makes her body say yes before her mind even speaks? A woman doesn't fall for your words, she falls for your presence. Every interaction between a man and a woman is a dance of energy. The moment you walk into her space, she feels your frequency before she even processes your face. Attraction is not a checklist of qualities, it's the collision of polarities, masculine and feminine, direction and surrender, certainty and emotion. When your energy is soft, hesitant, overly accommodating, you feel safe to her, respectable, predictable. But safety and attraction are not the same thing. Safe is the man she trusts to fix her Wi-Fi. Desired is the man who makes her forget what she was about to say. That's the paradox no one tells men. You can be perfect on paper, educated, kind, stable, and still be invisible to her biology. Because biology doesn't care about kindness. It reacts to dominance, to decisiveness, to grounded stillness. It reacts to polarity. Sexual polarity is what creates the charge. When masculine energy meets feminine energy, the space between them becomes electric. She doesn't decide to feel it. Her body does. And when that charge disappears, so does her desire. You've seen it happen. The nice guy who listens, supports, and never crosses a line. He's comfortable, but he doesn't stir anything in her. Then another man appears, careless with his words, unapologetically himself. He looks at her differently, like he already knows she wants him. Suddenly, she's nervous, awake, drawn in. It's not that he's better. It's that his energy hits her differently. He embodies certainty, and certainty is magnetic. Masculine energy doesn't chase. It pulls. It doesn't ask permission. It invites surrender. When a man owns his space, his silence says more than compliments ever could. When he leads with purpose, her mind relaxes into the moment. She can finally stop controlling, stop analyzing, and simply feel. That's the essence of polarity. It allows a woman to be fully feminine. And that feeling is addictive. But most men lose polarity by trying to earn attraction instead of embodying it. They talk instead of pause. They over-explain instead of observe. They replace sexual tension with emotional comfort. Then they wonder why she treats them like a brother instead of a man. Understand this. You cannot logic a woman into desire. You have to evoke it. You have to remind her through your composure, your grounded tone, your eyes that don't flinch, what it feels like to be around masculine stability. It's not arrogance, it's energy. The kind that says, I know who I am. You can feel safe to be who you are. When a woman feels safe, she respects you. When she feels polarity, she desires you. And when you master that balance, presence without pressure, confidence without control, you stop chasing women who aren't interested. You start attracting women who can't help themselves. Still, even when the chemistry is strong, there's another game that begins. Because sometimes she won't act on what she feels right away. She'll pause. She'll wait. She'll test. So what happens when she still makes you wait, even when the attraction is undeniable? She likes you. You can tell. Her eyes linger. Her laughter lasts a little too long. You feel that spark. But then she starts to pull back. Messages slow down. Plans get vague. She becomes unavailable. Most men panic right there. They think they did something wrong. They start trying harder, texting more, offering reassurance, waiting for a sign. What they don't realize is they just entered the test. When a woman delays intimacy, it's not always about morals or fear. Often, it's about measurement. She's measuring you. She wants to know if your confidence is real, or if it only exists when things go your way. She's watching how you respond to uncertainty. It's called a compliance test. Psychologists describe it as a way people gauge power dynamics in relationships. She withdraws affection, not because she's cruel, but because she wants to see if you'll collapse. Will you start begging for attention? Or will you stay centered, unshaken, self-directed? Every woman, consciously or not, is drawn to a man who can hold his frame. It's not dominance, it's stability. The kind that tells her, you can test me, but you can't shake me. Because if your sense of value depends on her response, she knows exactly how to control you. Here's the irony. Many men think waiting proves loyalty. They think patience will earn respect. But waiting from weakness is not patience. It's submission. It's a silent contract that says, I'll lower my standards for a chance at your approval. That's not romantic. That's negotiation from insecurity. Women sense it immediately. The more you orbit her, the less gravitational pull you have. Attraction fades because she can feel you giving up your center. And when a man loses his center, everything else falls apart. His focus, his ambition, his masculine energy. So what's the right response? You don't fight for validation. You don't withdraw in anger either. You simply stay the course of your life. You keep building, keep moving, keep leading. You don't chase because you were never meant to. Psychologically, it ties into preselection and scarcity bias. People value what's rare and stable. When you show that your attention is selective, that you have options, goals, and direction, she realizes you're not easily replaced. Suddenly, she's the one who feels the scarcity. A man who can walk away holds all the leverage. A man who waits to be chosen gives it all away. When she withholds affection, she's testing for emotional leadership. When you remain composed, she feels it. She may not say a word, but deep down she knows, this is a man whose world doesn't revolve around me. And that's exactly the kind of man she wants to revolve around. So the next time a woman goes silent or distant, don't fill the silence with panic. Fill it with progress. Continue your work, your purpose, your life. Because the truth is, no test lasts forever. The moment you stop chasing the answer, you become the answer. And the cruel irony? The more available you are, the less she feels your worth. You text her good morning, you ask about her day, you check in when she's quiet, offer help when she's stressed, you make sure she never doubts your interest, and slowly she starts to lose interest. You think you're showing consistency. She feels you dissolving into predictability. What once felt like attention now feels like noise. Here's the paradox. The more accessible you become, the less she feels your value. It's not cruelty. It's psychology. The human brain is wired around the reward mechanism. When rewards come too easily, the brain stops releasing dopamine. There's no chase, no thrill, no emotional currency being spent. Attraction thrives on contrast, presence and absence, giving and withholding, warmth and mystery. When you erase that contrast, you kill the current. You turn something electric into something flat. Think about it. She once checked her phone hoping to hear from you. Now she expects it. She knows exactly when you'll call, what you'll say, how you'll react. There's no tension left. And without tension, desire can't survive. A man who's always available becomes the emotional wallpaper of her life, comforting, familiar, forgettable. You turn yourself into background noise for a woman who once saw you as a symphony. The truth hurts because it asks you to stop confusing devotion with dependency. You're not supposed to prove your worth through constant presence. You're supposed to express your worth through selective attention. The most powerful men don't disappear to play games. They disappear to live. That's what creates magnetic pull. When you're immersed in your purpose, your silence carries weight. Your absence speaks louder than your words. She wonders what you're doing, who you're becoming, what world she's no longer part of. That curiosity reignites the spark. It's not about manipulation. It's about restoring polarity. You are not the sun orbiting her moods. You are your own gravitational field, and she should feel its pull, not your pleading. Psychology calls this intermittent reinforcement. People chase what they can't fully predict. The same principle that drives addiction in casinos drives attraction in relationships. Unpredictability keeps interest alive. So when you reply instantly, cancel plans, or rearrange your schedule for her, you're giving away the very scarcity that made you interesting. The man who never says no stops being a challenge and starts being a choice. The difference is everything. Choices are replaceable. Challenges are unforgettable. So stop offering yourself like a 24/7 service. Start showing up like an experience. Be fully present when you're there, but don't be there all the time. Your distance should feel intentional, not reactive. That's how masculine energy breathes, through rhythm, not rush. Because attraction doesn't live in comfort. Attraction lives in uncertainty. And the moment you reclaim that mystery, everything shifts. She starts wondering again. She starts feeling again. The polarity returns. Stop waiting for permission to be desired. You are the permission. Because when a woman truly wants you, she won't test, delay, or hesitate. Here's the truth most men refuse to accept. When a woman truly wants you, she doesn't hesitate. She doesn't need time to figure things out. She acts, because desire doesn't wait, it claims. You've seen it before, maybe even felt it once. That woman who texted first, who made time, who leaned in closer than she should have. She wasn't calculating or cautious. She was compelled. Because when she feels that undeniable pull toward you, logic loses the vote. Desire isn't polite. It's primal. It moves through instinct, not explanation. When she senses a man who embodies both strength and mystery, her fear of losing him outweighs her need for control. That's when she moves, fast. But when she delays, when she keeps you waiting under the banner of not ready, it's rarely about virtue. It's about hierarchy. She's ranking options, assessing what she can afford to lose. You become the emotional insurance policy, the backup plan she keeps on hold while she chases what excites her more. That's the harsh truth. If she's making you wait endlessly, she's not testing your loyalty. She's managing her choices. When a woman sees you as the man she can't afford to lose, her behavior changes. She clears space for you. She prioritizes you. She meets you halfway, or all the way. Because women don't gamble with men they truly value. They only gamble with those they believe will stay regardless. And that's why your job is never to convince her. It's to become the kind of man she can't ignore. The kind who commands attention without demanding it. The kind whose presence redefines her standard of attraction. To do that, you don't chase. You evolve. You build a life that radiates direction, discipline, and desire. You sharpen your focus, not for her, but for yourself. That's the paradox. The moment you stop trying to be chosen, you start becoming irresistible. Because confidence isn't loud, it's quiet certainty. It's the way you walk into a room without needing to prove anything. It's the way you make eye contact without searching for approval. It's the way you speak less but mean more. That's the energy that pulls women in without a word. That's the gravity that makes them act. And when you live in that state, grounded, intentional, whole, you stop obsessing over who will choose you. You realize you were never supposed to be waiting in line. You are the line. Women don't make space for ordinary men. They make space for presence, for confidence, for men who embody what they secretly crave but rarely find. So if she's hesitant, distant, or indecisive, don't try to decode it. Step back. Let her go. The one who truly wants you won't risk losing you. She'll move toward you without needing to be convinced. Because when you master yourself, women don't make you wait. They make space for you. Now you understand what most men never do. It was never about time, text frequency, or trying harder. It was always about energy, about how she feels when you walk into her world. From the very first moment, she's scanning, deciding, reacting. Her instincts classify you before her thoughts ever can. Then polarity does the rest. It either ignites the charge or kills it. And if you lose your center trying to win her, she'll feel it instantly. The more you chase, the further she drifts. But when you hold your ground, everything changes. You stop moving in circles, waiting for her approval, and start moving forward with purpose. You stop performing for attention and start embodying attraction. Because real confidence isn't something you show her. It's something she senses when you stop needing her to see it. That's when everything flips. She starts wondering about you. She feels your absence, not your availability. She realizes that losing you would cost her something rare: masculine peace. And that's the secret. The moment you stop chasing women, you start attracting them. You're not the man waiting in the queue, hoping for a chance. You're the man who defines the queue, the one who understands that attention is currency, and you decide where to spend it. So, if this truth woke something in you, don't just scroll away. Reclaim your focus. Let this be the moment you stop reacting and start leading. Subscribe. Share this with a man who needs to wake up. And remember, the more you understand women, the harder you become to manipulate. This isn't about control. It's about clarity. When you master that, the games stop. The waiting ends. And every woman who crosses your path will feel it. The calm confidence of a man who finally knows his worth.